Hey, we're back. This is Dr. Kathy James from Esther Nation Foundation. We are here to begin our 30-day journey. We finished our introductory session with commitment. Are you ready to make the commitment to be successful in your journey? And before we venture into our commitment, let's go ahead and take a look and see what's needed. First, we have to know where we start. And let's take a look at our intentions. Our intentions, and I know people always say good intentions pave the road to hell and all these things that people say they're going to do, but I don't want to listen to that. I want to listen to what God's word says. So intentions matter. What you believe along with your desire is your intention. So I believe as you and I journey together, I believe that you can be successful because it is a desire of your heart. I believe that we can be successful because we desire to please God. I believe that we can be successful because we desire to be all that we were designed to be. With that, we have an intention. And our intention is to walk through a self care journey for 30 days. Now, it's one thing to have a belief and a desire, which equals our intention. But if we're really going to meet the mark, we've got to take action. We really have to take action. So, as we venture into this, let's go ahead and tell the truth. First thing is self care is not easy. I know I've talked to you about what self care is and what self care is not. I want to let you know you're not alone on this journey. We're all trying to figure it out. One thing I can tell you with the certainty is that it can be done. So, all things are possible with Christ. Christ will give us the strength that we need. Christ will give us the extra boost when we're really doing the work. If you're not doing the work, you don't get those extra boosts because your intention is not there. But if you really set your heart to it, remember I said, God said, ask for wisdom and he would give it to you in abundance. That's the extra boost that you need to get you through those days that are challenging, those moments that are difficult, when you really feel like throwing up your hands and quitting. So let's talk about delayed self gratification. What is that? Self gratification really does create a problem for us on our self care journey because we always want what we want, when we want it, how we want it, where we want it. But self care requires that you delay serving yourself, rewarding yourself, and giving in to what your body wants to do, what sometimes our mind leads us to do. We have to delay that gratification that's calling at us. Remember, self care is not easy. You have to have an intention to want to succeed. And self discipline. We talked about that in the introduction. You must determine in your mind that I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to do 10 sit ups. I'm going to do 25 jumping jacks. I'm going to have a nice bowl of oatmeal. I'm going to have a slice of toast. I'm going to have some fruit. I'm going to have a glass of water with lemon. You have to be disciplined so that you can be successful in your self care journey. And one of the most important things we have to remember on this self care journey is that we have to face our shame. And shame is the emotion that can really make you hide. And we'll get into that later in one of our other sessions. But shame will make you just quit. And you just don't quit. You go all out with satisfying yourself, buying things that you can't afford, eating more food than you should eat, not getting the rest that you should have. And you go where you want to go, do what you want to do. You get in more debt, more trouble, and there's no discipline. So remember, it's not easy, but it can be done. Let's not fall into the shame game. When you are not successful in the moment, You don't have to spend the whole day not being successful. Just acknowledge when you are not successful in the moment. And in that moment, you say, oh, I just ate a payday. You say to yourself, just like this: Self, that was your treat for the week. Let's move on. You don't go get another payday. You just move on. Face your shame head on. And we'll get into that in more detail a little bit later. So let's talk about practicing self care. It's more than in the moment. Everyone thinks that self care is I can get my nails done and my hands feel pretty and I feel brand new. I feel great. I feel wonderful. But self care is more than about just that moment. Our hands do look and feel pretty when we get them done. Our feet, our hair, what we're wearing, they feel good. But what they don't do is that they don't take care of the soul. But self care replenishes the mind, body, and soul for eternity. That's what self care is all about, not just the moment. It's more than the moment. And if we're going to be successful on this journey, we're going to have healthy bodies, healthy minds, healthy spirit, healthy emotions. We've got to understand it all comes from self care. So let's talk about self care and how you feel about yourself. True self care starts from within, loving yourself. I want you to breathe that in for just a moment because that takes some intentionality. And this part of the session is all about what are your intentions? Loving yourself. I want to love not just my outer person, but I want to love myself. We talked about kindness, gentleness, giving, caring, supportive. Are you happy with what you deliver to the world? And that's really hard to answer when you're not delivering to yourself. So it starts from within. Do I love me? And my answer resonates with a great big yes. There's some things about me that needs improvement. There are some things about me that I have lots of opportunities to do different and better. I can grow and be stronger and greater, but I love me. I love what God has given me, the body He's given me, the eyes, the nose. What do you love about yourself? Go ahead, take a moment, write a list. I love. And one of the things that I really want to encourage you to do on this journey is start writing affirmations and put them on your bathroom mirror, put them on the refrigerator, put them in your bedroom. Everywhere that you're going to be, start writing yourselves, I love me because. I love the way I smile. I love the way I flip my head around. I love the way I walk. Whatever it is, start writing it down so that you can get it in your spirit. And if we're going to avoid burnouts, we have to start looking at what we're allowing on the inside of us. And right now, I'm just giving you a high level, but I'm going to get in a lot of detail in this over the next 30 days as we journey together. But we got to avoid these burnouts that we have. We take on too much, we do too much, we go too much, too much. And how do I know that that's true? I was the too much queen. Now, you all know rightly that I call myself the queen mama, and I'm not mad about that. That's how much I love me. And some people have said, "Oh, God, you're really into yourself." Well, you can call it that if you like, but I just happen to love myself. I love myself in a healthy way, not an unhealthy way, very healthy way. But you can only do that when you start avoiding those burnouts. I didn't know how to do that. I said, yes, I did. I ran, I went, did everything. And one day I couldn't do anymore. Why? My cup was empty. That is why self care is so important. We must learn to avoid the burnouts. And we do that by looking within, and we'll get to that in detail. Setting boundaries. A lot of us have no boundaries. We allow people to say, do, go, claim our time, claim our lives, claim our money, and we don't say no. We don't say, I don't have. We just go and do and say and become what others say we should do. I want to encourage you today. Set boundaries. And boundaries looks like I have a calendar that I'm going to plan. I have children that I must take care of. I have responsibilities that I have to do. What windows can I open up that would allow me some time to give, to do? And if I can't meet those obligations, I got to set boundaries around it so that I can be healthy, not only in my physical self, but in my emotions and in my mental. I must set boundaries. I encourage you today, be intentional about setting those boundaries. And the next thing is, when we set boundaries, it really tells people how much we value ourselves. Do you value yourself? It's really important that you understand that when people can do and call on you and you run and you go and you give, you don't demonstrate that you value yourself. You don't value your family. You don't value the things that you have. I have been noticing lately, and I challenge myself with this. What does the inside of your vehicle look like? Is it dirty? Are the side panels dirty? Is the floor dirty? Are the car seats dirty? Is there stuff strewn all over the place? Are you embarrassed if you had to give someone a ride in your car? Your car is the message. The inside of the care of your car is the message of the value that you put on yourself. If you can put on a $300 suit and get in your raggedy, dirty car, and I'm using the word raggedy not because the car itself is raggedy, because you know what? You can take raggedy and clean raggedy up, and it will be nice and presentable. Why? Because you value yourself enough to say that this is all I have today, and I am going to take care of it because it's taking me, my precious self, my precious body, to the places I need to go. I'm going to go clean. I'm going to go feeling like this is my own it. Because the Bible says, don't neglect the day of small things. Because if you take care of little, then you can take care of much. We say scriptures, we quote things, we sing things, but we don't dissect the things that we say and that we sing. So take care of those things because it shows what you value about yourself. And what things, as you think about self-care, what brings you joy? If you look within yourself, what brings you joy? You know what brings me joy is waking up early in the morning and taking a deep breath and saying, God, I thank you. What brings me joy is walking through my home, going out on the front porch and breathing in the fresh morning air, going for a walk, visiting my old neighbors that have been my neighbors now for over 37 years, going to see them and saying hello, making a cake for a new family who moves in the neighborhood, helping people in my community, in my work, my church. That brings me joy. But where I get the most joy is that I've learned to take care of myself emotionally, mentally, and physically. That is critical that you look on the inside and you start there. Self-care really is a gift that you give to yourself. It really is your gift. It's not a gift to the world until you give it to yourself. It's like you have this beautiful package. I always think about the Bible when I think about the gift that we have that we never open. The answers to life sit right in front of us. It's in our hands, it's on our shelf in the closet. We cry, we struggle, we can't figure life out. But if you're really going to take care of yourself, let's open the gift. Let's unwrap the gift. We will feel better when we start taking care of ourselves, when we value ourselves, when we appreciate our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual selves, we'll feel freer. We'll feel recognized. Why? When you walk with the truth, I tell you, the truth will make you stand up straight. The truth will make you hold your head up high. The truth will make you feel recognized and heard, but not until you love the skin that you are in. Go ahead, say yes. It's the gift that you have to open, and you get to open it now in the next 30 days. True self care starts within. We can't get away from that. Understand that you are the daughter of the king. And as a daughter of the king, you've got to know your worth. The first thing you have to do is throw out all the lies. Throw out all the lies that the enemy has tried to infiltrate your mind with, and then learn the truths. If you don't know the truth, seek the truth. The Bible says, I stand at the door and I knock. If anyone would open up the door, I will come in. I will sup with him and he with me. Learn the truths to self care, mental care, physical care, spiritual care. It all comes from within. And then you got to learn to live the truths. We learn them, but we don't live them. We quote them and we don't live them. But when you start living the truth, there's such an excitement about yourself that comes from within. There's such an assurance that comes from you when you learn the truth. And we started with Psalms 139 and 14. I am awesome and wonderfully made. Wondrous are your works. When you know that truth, you walk different, you talk different, you take less madness from the world. You don't let people devalue you and depreciate you. Why? Because you know the truth. And this one is a tough one for a lot of us. Rejoice in authentic self. Authentic self just means in the real you. Rejoice in who you are. Quit trying to be like other people, walk like other people, talk like other people, run like other people. I love to run. I can't run anymore because my hips have they don't work like that anymore. They're talking to me. My hat's off to all the older women that I see out there running that I used to run with 80 years old. And, they were beating me. But what I never tried to do was run faster than I was capable of running. I never tried to keep up with the crowd because I knew that I didn't have the stamina to do that. I never had a problem being true to who I am. How about you? Are you trying to be like other people, live like other people, spend money like other people, dress like other people, getting in debt? No, rejoice in your authentic, in your real self. Smile, be happy. Don't get into cliques. Don't get into gang fights. Don't get into gossip. No, be true to who you are. That's what self care, I Matter, is all about. Being a daughter of the King and knowing your worth. So, if we're going to create a better life for ourselves, I talked earlier about giving ourselves permission, giving yourself authorization to do something. That's what giving yourself permission means. Go ahead. I hereby give myself permission to do my 30-day journey successfully, learning to take care of myself. I'm going to tell myself it's okay if I don't go a couple of places. It's okay if I say no to the things that don't feed me so that I can give back into the world. Give yourself permission to do the things that God is calling you to do. It's okay. If you're going to create a better life for yourself, you're going to have to give yourself permission to be the woman that God has called you to be. So, how do you do it? You start small. We talked about that in the introduction. You do one or two things a month. Don't try and when you get to your calendar in the end of the booklet, and I don't want you to jump ahead of me, but I'll start introducing the dates to you and how we need to complete those. But just do one or two self care actions per month, such as maybe I'm going to set my clock for 9 p.m. or whenever you go to bed. I'm just going to say 9 p.m. Well, if it was me, you'd be in bed at 7, but okay. At 9 p.m. And the lights are going to go off on the computer, on the TV. I'm going to get the Bible. I'm going to get a good book, good juicy book that you like to read. And I am going to just read. I'm going to lull myself to sleep reading a really good story, or I'm going to sit in contemplative meditation. I'm not going to do the things that I've continuously done that's not healthy for me. And then what time will I turn the lights out? I will turn the lights out at this time. Even if I lay there and I don't fall asleep comfortably, but I lull into my sleep, I will get up the next morning and I can say, wow, I got 10 hours of laying down uninterrupted by the madness of the world. You have to start with one or two things every single month in your life so that you can start. They say it takes 21 days for an action to become a habit. Why don't you go ahead and try it and see? I think maybe for the next 10 days, I will get up and walk 15 minutes every day for 21 days. Let me know what you do on day 22. Let me know. What you doing day 22? If you don't get up and walk, it's because something, whether it's an appointment or you were sick, but I guarantee you, your body is going to say, hey, I'm ready for my walk. I'm ready for my walk. The body will follow. If you change your mind, write this one down. If I change my mind, my body will follow. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks, so he becomes. So let's change the wording to that. As my girlfriend thinks, so she becomes. Think on good things, you'll start doing good things. Think on lovely things, you'll start acting lovely. Think on greater things, pretty things, kind things, gentle things. Those things you will become when we talk about creating a better life for yourself. Start small. Little things that you can manage, not things that you can't manage. If you haven't been giving but 10 cents, next week give 20. If you've not gotten to work, if you have not gone to work on time in the last couple of weeks, whether you're working remotely or whether you're working in an office, challenge yourself to be on time every day for a week. Just go ahead and do it. Let people see the change taking place in you. And when you start taking care of yourself, I promise you, they'll notice it. It will be very apparent because you will stand up straight. You will smile, you'll be happy, you'll be rested, you'll be encouraged, you'll be supported, all because you started self care. So, if we're going to create a better life for ourselves, we're going to have to learn to enjoy the benefits of transformation. Our relationships will change. Yeah, with other people, they'll change. See, when you see yourself differently, you'll start to change. When you start putting a value on yourself, you'll start to change. When you realize that I am worth so much more, you'll start to change. When you see other people differently than what you've been seeing them, when you start removing your judgments and your criticism from other people and from yourself, your relationships will get better. And guess what? Your mood will get better. You'll feel more livelier. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel encouraged. You'll want to smile. I've always wondered about people who frown all the time. How taxing, how tiring, how unrestful that must feel. But when you start creating a better life for yourself, the transformation is unbelievable. The entire world will change. Why? Because you changed your perspective. And then as we create a better life for ourselves, our mental clarity. You know, if we're going to create anything, we really want to have clarity. Clarity around what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why is it important, who gets the benefit for it. You must be clear in the things that you want. Remember, we're talking about your belief, your desire, the intentions equals action. You create the mental clarity that you need to build a better life for yourself. Then you get to achieve your set goals. What are your goals, dreams, and visions that you believe God has for you to create that better life? But if you're not putting in the work, if you're not putting in making the commitment to do the work, you're cheating yourself. And as we talk about I matter, let's not cheat yourself, because when you cheat yourself with a half empty cup, you're not good for the world. You're not good for yourself. Creating a better life for yourself helps you to reach all of your dreams. And it's time that you get to reap the benefits of your own dreams. We watch everybody else claim their dreams. We watch everybody else climb the high mountains, swim across the lakes, run marathons, do all these extra things that they do, travel around the world, and we sit back and dream. No, creating a better life for yourself starts with self-care, because you matter. So what might come up to prevent you from being successful on your 30-day journey? How about time? You have to be willing to make time. Yes, you have to be willing to make time. That means you're going to have to sit down and cut some things out. We'll talk about that on our next session as well. And then money. Money can really get in the way, because if you want to keep spending money, it's not going to be about self-care. It's going to be about just getting what you want. But if you're going to have a healthier diet, it's going to cost you 25 cents more, because you're going to buy something more healthier instead of that candy bar in the grocery line. If you want to receive the things that you desire to have, the vacation, you're going to have to save that money. You can't do the self gratifying thing of getting just everything that you want right now. You're going to have to save money so that you can buy a healthy book to read. I know there's always challenges along the way, but you're worth it. That's why it's self care. I am worth buying a book to educate my mind. I tell everyone, I love the iPads, I love my cell phone, I love all the technology. But you know what's really, really good? Is a good book where you're turning the pages and you're reading, and it's telling you how to take better care of yourself, how to get a good night's sleep, how to walk when you're out walking on the streets, how to ride your bike a different way, how to make your bed a different way, how to paint a strip on the wall. It's going to cost you. Are you willing to pay the cost for a better you? It's all about self-care. Why? Because you matter. So if you're ready, and if you're ready to enjoy the gift and our introduction, we were presented with the gift, and that is self-care. You matter. Now, if you're ready to honor and enjoy the gift, we're going to get started. And right here, it's time to do the work. For this session, we're going to close with, in the back of your booklet, there are dates. There are 30 dates. And this is what I'm asking you to do in this session. I want you to journal in these 3 areas for the remainder of this week. What do I want to change just for me? All about you. Don't mention your kids, your friends, your partner, people at your church, people on your job, your neighbors. What do you want to change for me? Mama James, what does that look like? It looks like I might want to get rid of some of my shoes because I have too many shoes in my closet. And that would make me feel better. Why? Because my shoes would no longer own me, I would own them. And some of those shoes that are in there are old. They're just pretty. But you know what? I'm ready to do the work. The next one is, what are my goals? I want you to write down at least 10 goals that you would like to accomplish by the end of the year. Just 10 goals. And goals don't have to be huge things. Goals could be, every night that I brush my teeth, I'm going to put my toothbrush and toothpaste away. Oh, yeah, we've been in your homes. We see stuff laying all over your bathroom. Oh, I'm going to clean out the bathroom cabinet. Because when somebody comes over, if they need to find a Band-Aid or look for some toilet paper and they open that cabinet, I'll be horrified. Hey, I think I'll clean out the cabinet this year. What are the other goals? I think I'll clean out my silverware drawers. I'm real OCD about this. I like my kitchen drawers clean. I don't like opening kitchen drawers and all the stuff pops out. I don't like opening kitchen cabinets and all these pots and pans are flinging everywhere. So you know what I think I'll do? I think I'll clean out all the silverware trays and make sure that tray is clean every single month. I do that. That's my pet peeve. I like my silverware clean. I like the dishwasher clean. I like the cabinet. What is your goal? And then what are my dreams? What are you dreaming about? Self-care. I matter. What are you dreaming about this week? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? I asked a lady a couple of weeks ago, I was meeting with her, and she's like 40. I said, who do you want to be when you grow up? She says, Mama James, what are you talking about? I said, well, I'm 66 and I'm still growing up. I know I want to laugh. I want to have fun. I want to ride the wind. I want to swim in the water. I want to go travel. I'm going to grow up. Who do I want to be when I grow up? I want to be healthy. I want to be whole. I want to be complete. And let me ask you this question. Would it be okay with you if there was nothing wrong? Would it be okay with you if there was nothing wrong? Wow. What that really means is that I'm working on self-care because I matter. There's nothing wrong. I'm just working to enhance myself. I have some opportunities and possibilities, and I'm going to work on those things so I can be all that God intended for me to be. A daughter of the King, healthy, whole, and complete. I'll see you on our next session. Have fun doing the work.